Paris, yoo-hoo. I went out for a quick run and I also stopped at the grocery store to get some stuff. And now I'm on my way home and I decided to stop by because I want to speak to men that are currently stuck in alcohol, drinking alcohol all the time. I was born and raised in Douala, Cameroon, and I came to Belgium when I was 22. During my teenage, I didn't really have access to alcohol. I saw people drinking beer and stuff like that. Here and there, I saw other people getting completely wasted. But I never actually had access to that. Even when I was going out with my friends, I don't remember getting drunk. I don't remember drinking heavily. Now, it's funny because as the story goes later, I have a lot of stuff that I don't remember, but it's actually because I was drunk. But I remember when I came to Belgium, the first year I lived with my sister, my big sister, and then after that I started living alone. But when you live alone, you have no. In French we say, "Tu n'as de compte à rendre à personne." So you don't have someone that that you need to be accountable to or accountable for, that you need to, come back home sober. Otherwise, this is gonna happen. Well, you literally live alone, and then you start going out, which was my case. In my 20s, I was going out a lot. And luckily, I was introduced to the outside world by my big brother. By the time he was in Belgium 2 years before me, and he had the time to, meet so many people and kind of make his own place in the city. So most of the parties that I ended up attending was through my brothers, whether it was house parties, nightclubs. We even had this thing where we would go to the Netherlands from Belgium with a bus just to go to the Netherlands and party. And in the bus, we would have so much alcohol. You would have men, girls. It was really funny. But then, almost every single weekend, I ended up drunk all the time. I was always drinking, always passing out. But I didn't even have the step back to understand what is happening. For me, it was like, okay, I got drunk. I don't remember what happened, but it's fine. I'm going out tomorrow. I'm going out the weekend after that. And in my 20s, I was drunk a lot. So many weekends, I don't remember. So many nights when I went out, but I don't remember what happened just because I was drunk. But like I said, luckily enough, thank God I was introduced to the nightlife by my big brother. And my big brother was always there. So all those nights when I would pass out, I would end on the floor, drunk, face in my puke and stuff like that. Luckily, my big brother was always there to protect me because, I cannot even tell you what would have happened to me. It's when I started going into relationships that I started seeing the impact of me being drunk. Because, when you are alone, you can consider it being fine because you're just damaging yourself. You're just hurting yourself. But then you're in a relationship with a woman and you go out with her and you're drunk. You don't remember what happened. And then you just hear the stories about how you embarrassed her or how you embarrass yourself, how you embarrass people. Right? Sorry, just whenever I go live, I always have some funny people who come in my life. And because I'm always genuine, I'm trying to read what people are saying. And when it's nonsense, it's always disconnecting me from my message, which is what they want to do. Right? And what I also want to do is I want to be able to answer to you guys. So that's why I always read their message. So give me a second so I can block them. Okay, I just blocked them, so now we can continue. So like I was saying, then you end up being in relationships, and then you see that, damn, whenever I get drunk, I am fucking things up. And this woman who used to love me 100%, now is reaching 80%, now is reaching 70%, now is reaching 60%. But at the same time, you keep going out, therefore you keep getting drunk. It happened for many, many, many years, to the point where I would go to school, drop my son. I'm talking about not 5, maybe 6, 7 years ago. I would go and drop my son at school, and after I dropped him, I would buy a bottle of whiskey, and this is not even 9 a.m., to go home and edit my photos. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm just creating a vibe in my house. It's 10 a.m., I'm gonna be editing photos. Let me buy some alcohol and Coca-Cola and some ice so I can create my vibe, blast my music, and edit the photos. But I couldn't even see what I was doing to myself. I couldn't even see that this was me avoiding, right? This was me avoiding the reality. This was me trying to do everything I can to not stay connected to what is actually there. It's pretty sad when I think about that. It's pretty sad. So maybe for you it's not alcohol. Maybe for you it's weed. Maybe for you it's porn. Maybe for you it's something else. But the one thing that I want you to get here now is that's avoidance. It's because you deep down you know that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, but at the same time you are annoyed that you seem to not be able to figure it out. You know yourself to be smart, you know yourself to be brilliant, but then you're like, oh, this life really sucks. This shouldn't be my life. This should be someone else, but yet it's yours. So yeah, for me it was alcohol. And alcohol got me a long way. Maybe you already heard it in another video, but I got fired from a job because I got drunk at the corporate party. Can you believe that? Like the corporate party where people are coming from different countries, that's the moment that I chose to be completely wasted. And I got fired the next morning, 3 months without my paycheck. And 6 years later, I am still paying what happened that night when it comes to the way my finances are, when it comes to the way I sometimes make decisions around money. But this all happened because I was refusing to see what's there. I was refusing to actually do the work. I was refusing to sit down and have a conversation with myself in front of the mirror and ask out loud, what is the one thing that you need to stop doing so that your life can get better? What is the one thing that you need to stop doing so that your life can get better? And back then, if I had the courage and the wisdom to do this, I really hope that I would have said, stop drinking alcohol. I really wish that I would have said that. Because I can see it now, but I couldn't back then. I really couldn't. Wait, can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Because someone is dropping some emoji. I don't know if it means something. Right, because you have so many trolls here. So if you are actually a human being watching those videos, please let me know if you can hear me correctly before you leave. So as I was saying, I didn't want to do the job. I didn't want to look at myself and understand that, it's all those ideas that I have in my head. Did you know that when I came to Belgium back in 2009, in my head, a woman that was smoking cigarettes was a woman of small values? Well, the thing is, I didn't even create that thought. That's the thought that was being, shared in my environment back in my home country. So when I came here, I had to be that man from there. And that's what I thought. I thought, I need to stay the man that I know I need to be in order to be a man from my home country. So I had all those things embedded in me. So if for you it's not alcohol, if for you it's not weed, if for you it's not porn, if right now the way you live your life, you're actually not happy with where you are, you're really not happy. You're like, damn, this life is not mine. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I want you to start using your mirror to actually tell you all the shit, all the stuff. I want you to start telling the truth to yourself in front of the mirror. That's one step. That's one step. like you need to be the man you are not, like people want you to need to be. So, exactly. It's really that. Because in the beginning, your environment tells you who you need to be. But you've been a baby in that environment. Those are the people who told you this is a chair, this is a table, this is a phone. So of course, when they tell you this is what a man is supposed to be, what other choice do you have? You're gonna be that. But the thing is, normally it is your own experience that is supposed to teach you, that is supposed to make you understand who you are. You know, like if your mom wants you to be a doctor, but when you're studying to be a doctor, when you start working as a doctor, you really don't feel good. That feeling is your feedback from yourself to yourself, telling you, hey, this might not be for us. Hey, maybe there's another way. And that other way is probably the thing that people have been telling you that you should stop doing that. You know, that it doesn't make sense, that it will never get you anywhere. Listen, one of my sisters told me years ago, shut up, you always love to talk. I had no idea how much that sentence impacted me because she's someone that I always looked up to. And it took me years, maybe a decade, to realize, oh my God, I became a prisoner of that sentence. I became a prisoner of that sentence to the point where sometimes I will find myself in circle. I would have things to say and I will listen to that sentence. I will play that sentence again in my mind. I will hit the play button. Shut up. You always like to talk. And then I'll be like, okay, I don't want to talk because I don't want to annoy people. And here I am, 38 years young, realizing that my job is just to talk. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? And not only when I talk, people follow me. When I talk, people listen to me. When I talk, people feel so many deep, profound emotions. But when I talk, I feel alive. When I talk, I feel great. Not because I want to lie, not because I want to stay the podium and all that, but because that's who I am. I am a speaker. I am literally a motivational speaker. So I really want you to spend some time with yourself. See what is the habits that is currently holding you down, and speak to yourself in front of the mirror. It's going to change your life deeply.